Hello, welcome to Keyforge. I am Zoc, and hope you're all doing well. We got another quick one for you tonight, and so let's jump right into it. We are at episode 20 of our new style, Keyforge, the fun of Keyforge. And tonight we have some news to go over. The always fun Fresh Marks, where we check the latest high SaaS sales, and maybe crack a pack. We'll see. We'll see. But let's get to the news. Yes, there was a news update on the GameFound campaign. Jumping right in, the update was called The Ebb and Flow of Production. And they actually showed some details of the work that's going on as they ramp up production of Winds of Exchange. And yes, it's going to be in the plastic wrap. And they have a whole video that actually goes up. What's up, Fudginator? What's up, Stalker? Nice to see you. And yep, they got a whole bunch of decks in cellophane. So the video kind of checks out the deck wrapping process, them packaging into displays and everything. Fudginator says, disappointed it's not the paper wrapping that Flesh and Blood uses. Yeah, I actually haven't seen the Flesh and Blood decks, but that does sound better. It sounds like the best of both worlds for more able to be recycled while keeping the ability to not be kind of resealed, similar to what the concern was with the old cardboard packaging on Keyforge. They also had a pretty good update around translations and updates around what they're doing around localization. They already have a few partners with a few different countries, Italy for one. And so they do mention that other languages will likely be done after English is produced. They're producing English first, and then they will work on the translated decks. But good progress there. What's up, Zodid? Nice to see you. And then finally, a last call. The deadline is in 2 days. That's right, St. Patty's Day for putting in your custom deck name into the GameFound Pledge Manager. So they have a link there. Check out gamefound.com/projects/ghost-galaxy-games. That'll get you there. Just search for Keyforge on GameFound, and you'll get some links there. Put in your custom deck names if you haven't already. So that was the news update for the last week. And there's a lot of hope from the community we'll see some OP updates soon, especially news about some of the upcoming tournaments, regionals or vault tours. So lots of excitement there. 25 days until Arizona bound. Ooh, well, that is exciting. There's your news right there. Yeah, we definitely got to get together sometime and throw down some cardboard. All right. Next up, we have Fresh Marks, where we check out the latest high SaaS sales and check out if there's been any offers or sales that we think that have happened on previous weeks. And the goal really here is to really gain some insight into the secondary market. What's selling? How much is it selling for? And look at some cool decks along the way. So let's jump right in. we have a few updates on previous weeks. We have a new auction by Easy Galina on Gear Il Takagno. Yeah, that's not going to happen. 93 SAS Worlds Collide, triple Kirby, double Exhume, double Infernus, EE on the fringes, double Orator Hasaro with an Exile. This has a minimum bid. They put it up for auction. A minimum bid of 400 euros. With a buy it now for 500 euros. The auction is ending on Saturday at 3:45 a.m. my time at least. So yeah, if you got 400 euros that you want to throw at that, go for it. Next update from Dex. Actually, this I forgot to remove this. That was from last week. Ah, yes. Certainly not in my budget. Yeah, I hear you, Fudgenator. I hear you. Next up, I had thought that Farah Cage was sold, but I was wrong. And it is now for sale for 500 euros. It was listed for 600 euros by Alduk, aka Maverick, who I thought were different people. Turns out they're the same people. What's up, Joker? What even is a budget? That seems very fitting, Joker. But Farrakage and 90 South Worlds Collide, Triple Rock Rub, Obsidian Forge, Key to Dis, Library of the Damned, Triple Tau Tau Vapors. I have a couple Triple Tau Tau Vapors decks which are very good. Hologramophone, Memory Chip, Eddie, Reassembling Automaton, and in the Saurian, Double Tribute, Philophosaurus, Perfectus Ludo, Spartosaur, Imperial Scutum, and the Callipygan Ideal. So that's being listed for 500 euros. Okay, what other updates did we have from previous weeks? This one, Barfield the Sizzling, it looks like it was bought by JFK Ziegler, aka Second Act. An 85 SAS Coda deck, triple Control the Weak, Poltergeist, Key to Dis, double Library of the Damned, Drumble. If nothing else, is like a perfect Dis house pod for Alliance. In logos, we have double Lab Work, Neutron Shark, Bouncing Death Cork. In shadows, we have a Miasma, Nerve Blast, Urchin, Poison Wave, Pawn Sacrifice. It was being sold by Anthony Boygod, aka PS12216055, with a listed price of 200, but it changed owners, at least on Dexa Keyforge, so I'm guessing it was sold. Could be wrong, could be wrong. Not sure what it went for. I'm guessing 200 or less based off the listing price. And then there was a couple that were listed by Madaps that were sold to Anthony Boygod or are now under his ownership. So maybe a trade or a sale. Those are E. Faton El Armado, 88 South Worlds Collide deck. Unfortunately, these didn't have a listed price, and I didn't see any offers on them, so not sure how much they went for. And the other deck is a Worlds Collide Logo Star Alliance Untamed with double Book of LEQ, double Eddie, double Unnatural Selection, Mimicry, Nature's Call, Punctuated Equilibrium, double Harmonia. Some fun stuff in that one. So those look like those were sold as well. And then we get into the new decks for sale in the last week. And we start out with an 87 SAS Mass Mutation deck, Remy El Excelente, Astronomo del Valle. Being sold by Anto2290. No listed price. So up for offer, it's a Dis Star Alliance Untamed. It's got a Punctuated Equilibrium, double Lost in the Woods, Reclaimed by Nature. It's got double Markadis, double Gateway to Dis, double Mindfire, double Infernus. Lots of doubles in this one. A Armory Officer Nell with double Blast Shielding, Observimax, Universal Translator, so 5 upgrades overall, plus a Secura Droid. And 1 upgrade in Untamed, the Wild Spirit. Also Tachyon Pulse, lots of artifact control in this one, which is really nice with the 0 artifacts. So yeah, that one is up for sale. Next up, we have an 87 SAS Mass Mutation, and we are definitely busting out the translator for this one. Automatic Channel Warden, Y. Thompson. Okay, Dis Logos Untamed, we have a Fertility Chant, Song of the Wild with double Ghost Hawk, Fangtooth Cavern, Zenzi, double Discombobulator, double Professor Torado, double Eclectic Incree, Effervescent Principle, a Mark of Dis, an Infernus, Stirring Grave, double Snorret, Xenofiend, a Grim Reminder. That one looks pretty nice, pretty nice. A listed price of $300, being sold by Anthony Boygod. Very cool. Next up, I wish I found Mass Mutation interesting. It's just a sea of sameness. Well, I'm not sure what you mean. I don't think it's the sea of sameness. But up next is Shocked Rays. I mean, there's a lot of value. It's like the knock with Mass Mutation, if you call it a knock, is the overall card value is slightly higher. And you just throw a whole bunch of cards together and it's a good deck. But you know, it's got a few metas that are definitely very, very popular right now. Crush metas, board flood metas, what I would call recurrence metas, and then just super high efficiency metas. Super high efficiency ones, those ones are rough. Those are hard to compete against. Ooh, Zodid saying the Worlds Collide is better than Mass Mutation. Well, I think it depends if you're saying the top of the top or the average or kind of how you're comparing it. I think deck for deck, I would say Mass Mutation is better. There is a lot of crap in Worlds Collide. But there's a lot of really good decks in Worlds Collide too. So the top of Worlds Collide could be better. I could believe that. It has some degenerate combos. All right. Dinos and SA Worlds Collide are the best overhouses in the game. Yeah, I could believe that. All right, next up is Shock Rays, an 88 SAS Worlds Collide deck, Logo Saurian Starlines. There you go, two of the best houses in the game. We have triple stealth mode, double zap, Morpheus with a medic Ingram, force field, light of the archons. We have a double Odawak, Primus Ungus, Imperial Scutum, Tricerian Legionary, Imperium, and then we have a double Eddie with a Titan Guardian to protect him, a daughter, double Information Exchange, double Cutthroat Research. Not too much speed in this one. This one does not have a listed price. There is an offer for $55, which has been rejected. But that can be yours. All right, next up, an 86 SAS AOA deck. Being sold by Arente Long, with a buy it now for 450 euros. This is a Eureka Brig deck. Binate Rupture Interdimensional Graft, also Memory Chip, Double Professor Sutterkin, Titan Librarian, ZYX Researcher, Neutron Shark, also a Rocket Boots to put on your Sutterkin potentially, a Doorstep to Heaven, a Free Markets, Epic Quest. Let's see, how many knights do we have here? One, two, only two knights, but potentially you could archive and or draw enough to get it off. And then in this we have the double exhume, double binding irons, unlock gateway, double Schuler, Gongoozle. 450 euros. It's got a little bit of everything. Yeah, you can see how much they walked back the dinos in Star Alliance after Worlds Collide. Yeah, they did. Although Logos has kind of always been good, and they've never necessarily walked it back. Maybe it doesn't do as much, maybe in DT, although you could argue that with a lot of the houses. Although I think Untamed is better in DT. They took away some of the pips on some of the cards for Logos and DT. But yeah, Saurian and Star Alliance definitely their best is Worlds Collide. If I didn't already have a ridiculous top end AoE, I'd think about it. Yeah, you have a lot of very nice AoE. You can't go Logos turn after turn like you can with Dinos and SA. Yeah, that's usually true. I mean, if you get multiple quants, multiple wormhole technicians, sometimes you can, and multiple Hapsis. So I've definitely seen decks that can do it, but they're not as common as the Dinos and Star Alliance for sure. I found Ziggy in a stack of decks. I legit don't know how I got it. Nice. And this is Ziggy, being sold by Jolker. No listed price. A Coda 86 SAS, Logos Mars Shadows. We have a library access double phase shift, interdimensional graft, Mother Neutron Shark. In Mars, we have an Ether Spider with a Chuff Ape, double Zookeeper, double Biomatrix backup, Orbital Bombardment, Squawker, Grabber Jammer. And in Shadows, we have a Nerve Blast triple Pawn Sacrifice. And it's got a bad penny to go with it, which is nice. A Relentless Whispers, a Speed Sigil, and of course, if you watch the highly esteemed Sloppy Lab Work, they would tell you never play your Speed Sigil. At least not anymore. Not in the Worlds Collide and Mass Mutation meta. Because it'll always get more value than it will in your Coda deck. And finally, Magma the Rat and a couple Shadow Selves. Pretty nice deck, Joker. Pretty nice creature control for Coda. Although no board wipes, but you can Zookeeper them. Yeah, if you don't know how you got it, you can also not know how you got rid of it and just send it to me. You know, it's an option. Yeah, cool deck. Ziggy. All right, and the ever-going saga of Zeramis's Amar Optiview Boar, the 101 SAS Worlds Collide deck, which him and a friend had opened something like 14 displays of Worlds Collide and had a big tournament. And Zeramis was like, this deck is no good, even though it's 101 SAS. So put it up for sale, and then like a day later took it off because apparently it was better than he thought. But now it's back up for sale. When it was put up for sale, it had a $500 listed price. In the listing details, it actually says 360 is a current high bid. Although there's actually no bids in Dexa Keyforge, so it might have been from the first time, or it might have been through like Discord or something. But this logo Star Alliance, it's definitely nothing to sneeze at. Exhume and Furnace, Double Harbinger, Double Three Fates, Obsidian Forge. Only 17 creatures though to go with the Obsidian Forge. It's got a memory chip, Tau Tau, Igor, Double Dragoggle, Neutron Shark, Titan Guardian. It's got a Quixel Stone, Comm Officer Kirby, Information Officer Gray, Lieutenant Kirkar, Encounter Suit, Kincan, Double Lighted Archons. You could Voltron something. It's definitely an interesting deck. I'd want to play it for sure to see what I thought about it. It's got limited Ember control, and it's not making a lot of Ember. Those would probably be the big knocks on it, especially for 101 SAS. And it's not doing enough disruption-wise, potentially, for not having the Ember control and not having the Ember generation. And it's got no board, but it's got some speed, and it's got lots of creature control. What's up, Anxious Pirate? Astron, sorry. Australia has landed. We've hit the down under. Don't sleep on it. It does some crazy stuff. Well, maybe we'll see it in an NKFL or an ABR league near you. That reminds me, sign-ups for NKFL Season 20, the big one, and ABR League 9, both are now in registration. Get your names in there. Get in those leagues. The best leagues in the world. You can join them right now. Lies, he just wants you to buy it. Well, he is a teammate. He is a teammate. It's definitely something that needs to be played. Maybe you can get the teammate discount. All right, next up we have Boone Forum Courier. Being sold by Rented Long, no listed price. 85 SAS Worlds Collide deck, logo Saurian Star Alliance. We have a quadruple Eddie with a Code Monkey, with a Reassembling Automaton. Acknowledges power to go with those 4 Eddies. The remote access. We also have triple tribute. We have wards for those tributes, but no way to get rid of that Ember except for making him pay for it with the Eddies or the Gallums, 2 Reader Gallums. We have Orator Hasaro, Primus Ungus, a Spartasaur, Tricerian Legionary. And then the Star Alliance, we have a Walls, a Kirby, Kirkar, an Ingram, Double Cloaking Dongle, and Quadricorder. That's fun. And a Chan's Blaster. That one looks like a fun deck. No listed price. That deck isn't great. If this deck had a Ludo, yeah, with a triple tribute, I mean, you have to figure out a way to make him pay with either the Gallums or the Eddies. I think that's the plan. And you can play the tribute off house with the Kirby's. I don't know. I think you gotta play it. It does some crazy stuff, I'm sure. Alright, next up we have Dawson the Solemnly Vile. 86 SAS Mass Mutation. Yep, gotcha. Buy it now for $300. Being sold, I believe, by Anthony Boygod. Yeah, PS1 16055. This logo Saurian. We have a few sins: Gluttony, Pride, and Wrath. Double Stirring Grave, Harvest Time, good old autoencoder, Universal Keylock, Double Daughter, Cronus, Nova Dynamo to go with that autoencoder, Eclectic Inquiry, Lithologica, and Soaring In, Double Sagittarius Gaze, Spoils of Battle, Curiosaurus, Faust the Great, City State Interest, Axiomagrisk. Lots of capture, and then you can make them pay with the key lock, potentially. Or maybe steal all their Ember with Gluttony. I guess you have Wrath to protect it. You don't have a way to use it the same turn. But it's a pretty well-rounded deck. Double Doom, Mindfire, Inspector, being sold for $300. Cool. All right, next up, oops, I forgot about this deck for our translator. Let's see what this one is called. Gray Archives, Executioner Agatha. Sorry. Gray Archives, Executioner Agatha. A 95 SAS Worlds Collide deck. Logo Saurian Star Alliance. Another triple stealth mode. Quinchino Flux. Tabor. Kirkar. We have double Senator Shrix, double Tricerian Legionary, Saurus Rex, Primus Inguis, Falaphosaurus, Golden Spiral, Orator Hisaro. So you can get Falaphosaurus off twice, potentially, the turn that you play it. That's pretty cool. And then in logos, we have Cutthroat Research, Tau, Double Eddie, Daughter, Code Monkey, Hologramophone. You're going to have to need to save one of your Kirkars or Tricerian Legionaries for your Eddies, it sounds like, for some protection. Because you really need the Ember control in this deck. You don't have a lot. Not a lot of creature control either. It's got speed and it's got big dudes. Some disruption. Listed price of $400 by Anthony Boygod. All right, next up we have the baker that brunches with dirt. I think we saw this one before. Another Anthony Boygod, no listed price. Saurian Star Alliance, Untamed. 18 Ember Pips. Double Tribute, Imperium, Brutodon, Odoak, Orator Hisaro. The name is great. Tricerian Legionary, Imperial Scutum. Transporter platform with a Kirby, an Ingram, a Cloaking Dongle, and Countersuit, Force Field, Light of the Archons. You can definitely go Voltron on something here. And in Untamed, we have Nature's Call, Song of the Wild, Double Unnatural Selection, Ghost Hawk, both Murmooks, Imprinted and Mustic. That looks like a pretty cool deck. Tachyon pulls for artifact control. Not a lot of disruption. Not a lot of speed. All right, that's the baker that brunches with dirt. All right, next up, we have another one by Arente Long, being sold for €250. Acer Il Giovane, Warlock del Saloon, 88 SAS Coda deck, Dis Logo Shadows. 18 Ember Pips in this one too. This one looks interesting actually. Arise, double control the weak, Poltergeist, Life Ward, Schuler, double toxin, We have a Time Traveler with a Maverick Silvertooth, Sloppy Labwork, Neurosiphon, Bouncing Death Cork, and really good shadows here. Lights Out, Miasma, Nerve Blast, Poison Wave, Double Relentless Whispers, Too Much to Protect, Seeker Needle, Bad Penny, Moon Cursor, Shadow Self, and Bullet Eye. Really good shadows. Pretty good dis. Pretty good dis. Logos, a little bit sad logos. Not sad, but would have wanted a little bit more speed. That's a Joel deck, huh? All right. Well, 250 euros. It looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I missed the snudge. Alrighty. Next up, we have Capitan Silva Collet. 86 SAS Worlds Collide deck. Being sold by Tutale for 150 euros. The deck is French language and looks like they're being sold out of Belgium. It's got a cool Legacy Eureka. Also, Wild Wormhole Memory Chip, Double Eddy, Jargoggle Titan Guardian, Universal Recycle Bin. The idea for Universal Recycle Bin is awesome, but it's just way too slow. I don't know, but I probably haven't played it in a good enough deck. Maybe it's better than it seems. Not enough creature protection. Yeah, no Taunters and Saurian to go with the double Philophosaurus and the double Reader Golems. Starlines has a double Chief Engineer Walls, Kirby, Tabor. 22 creatures overall. Stealth mode. Not a lot of creature control though. It does have an Axiom. Seismo Entangler is actually really good. And lots of speed, but 6.6 of that speed is a Philophosaurus. Now, yeah, you can get it off with a Aura or Hasaro, but no ways to protect it. I guess you got the Imperium. But probably a little overrated on that speed. Pretty dead walls. Yeah, you have one whole upgrade cloaking dongle. Let's see. Any robots? Explorer rover. Yeah, you can bring back Explorer rover and your dongle. That's pretty sad for those two walls. All right, being listed for 150 euros. All right, next up we have the Affluent Tavern Keep. 86S AOA deck. Also being sold by Tutale for 200 euros. Lots of speed in this one. It's, of course, a Genka. Martian Generosity, Key Abduction. Also in Mars, we have a Proliferator, but no Mars first. We have a Zizix Resonator. The Logos is great. Double Sloppy Labwork, Graft, Wild Wormhole, Double Director of ZYX, Helperbot, Titan Librarian, Jargoggle, Archimedes. And then Untamed, we have a Legacy Snufflegator, Teliga, Flaxia, Nox, Double Dust Switch, Darna, Grasping Vines. $200 for this Genka can be yours. All right. On to Havilah. An 86 SAS Coda deck also being sold by Chutale for 150 euros. Double Control the Weak, Double Gateway, Poltergeist, Triple Mother, Labwork, Phase Shift, Double Miasma, Too Much to Protect, Nerve Blast, Ghostly Hand, Booby Trap. A little bit of everything for this deck, actually. Good disruption, decent speed, great creature control. A little bit weak on the Ember control, but it's got too much to protect to scare you. Probably want to save that away with lab work if you can. Good artifact control. 150 euros. On to Hava, the Infinitesimus. Oh man, I can't talk tonight. Infinitesimally brash. Oh man, I cannot do it. 90 South Coda being sold by Moody9 for $450. 90 South Coda with a 36 expected Ember. And let's check out this Untamed. Lots of generation here. Triple Hunting Witch with double Dust Pixie and double Regrowth. But no key cheat. No key cheat, which is very sad. The Mars has double EMP Blast, and it doesn't have any artifacts, so you can just go wild. It also has a Poltergeist. It's got a Hypnotic Command with 5 Mars creatures, a Psychic Network, a Squawker, double Drawn Smith, Dominator, and in this, double Control the Weak, double Gateway, Drumble, Restring Guntus, double Schuler. But absolutely no speed at all, no efficiency at all. And I wonder how that one plays. Probably depends on the draw. All right. Next up, the Greasy Savant of Farming Hill. Ah, yes, the Common Cold. What's up, Dinobot? The Common Cold, a rare untamed card. Deal 1 damage to each creature. You may destroy all Mars creatures. Destroy your Dust Pixies with the Common Cold and regrow them. Yeah, that's a good play. I like it. It really needs a Chota and a Nature's Call. Alright, next up, 87 SAS Worlds Collide. Being sold for $250 by Moody9. We have a double Igor, Eddie, Daughter, double Cutthroat Research, double Ancient Power, Tribute, Golden Spiral, with Grimloxus Dux, Odoak, Ludo, Imperial Scutum, and in Star Alliance, double Stealth Mode, double Commander Chan, Helms and Spears, Information Officer Gray, Kincan, Force Field, Light of the Archons. Not a lot of creature control. A red alert, a zap, and a twin bolt. That's it. The Greasy Savants can be yours for $250. Alright, next up, Wexit, the Biologist of Mutations. 92 SAS Mass Mutation bead sold by Anto 2290. No listed price. We have an Eaton's Jar, an Infernus, a Grim Reminder, double Effervescent Principle, double Cronus, but only 4 draw pips overall. Let's check out where those draw pips are with the new fancy Master Vault. One is on Diametric Charge and one is on Entropic Swirl. One is on Eaton's Jar and one is on Pain Reaction. Okay. And then in Untamed, we have Triple Lost in the Woods, Wild Bounty, Reclaimed by Nature, Ghost Hawk, Pismire, Trimble, Amber Spine, Mongrel. Not sure if this is 92 SAS good, but I'd have to try it. I don't know. Hard to say. Alright, on to Z-Crick, the Port Imp. 87 SAS Mass Mutation deck with 18 efficiency and 21 Ember Pips. Wow, this That's pretty good by itself. 200 euros. We have 4 diametric charges. Lethologica, Mind Over Matter, Neurosiphon, Sloppy Lab Work. We have a Quixel Stone with double Subject Kirby, double Lieutenant Commander Trigon, New Frontiers, and then Untamed. We have a Commune Lodon, Punctuated Equilibrium, Reclaimed by Nature, Savage Clash, Wild Bounty, Fandangle, Mushroom with a View. Have you found a deck you wanted to buy doing this? Ah, great question. I have, actually. I've found decks I want to buy. I actually just bought a deck that was an 85 SAS. I think it was 83 SAS. But there's a whole bunch. Every once in a while, you see one of these decks. I have a tag here called Should I Buy It? And sometimes I tag some decks like that. Like, yeah, I'm going to tag this one. This one looks pretty cool. So the idea is I want to go test them and see how much do I think they're worth and how much do I want to offer for some of those. So yes, there's decks I want to buy yet, although I haven't necessarily bought any that are 85 SAS or above. I actually haven't bought any. Actually, the 83 SAS deck that I bought, I think that's my one, what I would call competitive deck that I've really bought ever. But I'm learning a lot more about the secondary market, which is, I think, really helpful. I don't have a good Quixelstone deck. Could this be it? Maybe. I don't know. Does it have enough speed? You could discard it with your Lethologica? That's never fun. Yeah, I don't know. I want to look at the, this one might not do good versus Infernus Spam. Although I guess if you get your Quixelstone out, it might be alright. Oh, whoa! The Lieutenant Commander Trigon has 4 Amber Pips. You go, wow. Now that is nuts. It had 7 Enhanced Ember, and 4 of them landed on Trigon. Whoa, best Trigon ever for sure. Wow, I guess you have to work your Quixelstone to get Trigon out there. Not one you would normally do, but actually discarding the top card of your deck is probably okay in this deck. That's probably pretty good actually. For if you just have one creature out there, that's not bad. Oh, whoa, we have a winner. Well, I know this is in Astron's budget. It's only being sold for 200 euros right now. All right, I gotta go offer it before Astron does. No. Yeah, it's actually got a little bit of everything. Pretty interesting deck. They offer trades. Oh yeah, I could do that too. I have 2 good Quixel decks, but Quixel decks take a lot of practice, and ain't nobody have time for that. Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of stuff I don't have time to practice. Like all these decks that I want to buy, and I never practice, so I never offer. I'll purge the Quixel and never play it. I hate that card. Okay. Well, you're gonna have a problems doing that. Yeah, but you gotta play it to purge it. Got you there. No way, no other way to purge it. All right, that's Zekrick, the Port Imp. Looks like it's gonna be moving. All right, next up, the man who criticizes the moon. Now that's one you'd want to buy just based off the name. Chutal. Being sold for 150 euros. We have a few sins, gluttony, greed, and wrath. With an essence scale. Ooh, gluttony with essence scale is always nice. Although, it doesn't have any other ways to capture, so that's so sad. That's a sad gluttony. It's also got double subject Kirby, double blast shielding, double survey, double scalp Pete, commune, low dawn. Ooh, an enhanced commune. That's, well, I guess it's a damage pip or a draw pip, so that's not bad. Reclaimed by Nature, Fangtooth, Pineapple Tree, Pismire, Keyfrog. It does have Fangtooth Keyfrog, which is not bad. 86 sass, being sold for 150 euros, and has an awesome name. And finally, last new sale of the week, HI Sacrocycle of the Pretentious Pit. Also being sold by Chutale for 100 euros. Dark Amber Vault with 9 mutants, and an Infernus, and an Anguish, and a double Dominator Ball. Dominator Bauble. Whoa, what did I just say? A Grim Reminder, which goes really good with Dark Amber Vault. A Mind Over Matter, which also goes good with Dark Amber Vault. Bouncing Death Cork, Eclectic Inquiry, Cronus, Cumex. Yeah, this one does need some R. And probably a little bit more Ember Control. The Ember Control is a little funny. Infernus, Technofiend, Dimension Door, Anguish, Brabble. Not sure if you're getting much out of that, actually. Savage Clash, Fangtooth, Double Fandangle with the Resurgence is also really nice. Double Lumilu is nice. Amberspine Mongrel. It has a lot of nice things going on. I'd like to try it. All the effects in Untamed, yeah. The Cephalus, the Double Fandangles, the Lumilu, the Mongrel. It's got a lot going on with its board. It's pretty cool. For 100 euros, huh. I don't obviously want to test it first. Pretty much you're relying on outboarding them and then getting Ember out of your board to win. All right, but that is the latest week in Fresh Marks. Always fun to look at the latest sales. All right. I don't think, unfortunately, we have time for a Cracker Pack tonight. And so that is a stream. Thanks everybody for watching. I actually do plan to have some other streams coming up. I have a few ideas which should be pretty fun. One is related to going over the diamond meta for NKFL. One, because I'm scared that I'm going to get wrecked and I need to be more attuned to what I potentially could play to win any games. And the second stream idea I had, which I've already started working on a little bit, is with Winds of Exchange coming out soon, taking a look at past releases of Keyforge and some of the metadata around those releases. And so it's kind of weird. I'll get more into it when we get to that stream, but I think it'd be fun. Diamond meta is just play more Infernus. Well, I just came out of the group that had the most Infernus out of any group. So if that's all it was, I'd be okay. But it's not all that. They have the crazy super speed mass mutation decks, which I don't think I can handle. So we'll see. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been fun. It's always fun talking through all those crazy decks. And y'all have a wonderful day or night or wherever you're at. And we'll see you next time. Sign up for NKFL and ABR if you haven't already. And if you have time. Take care, everyone.